In this video, we're going to discuss the gun industry's overuse of the word tactical. We're also going to discuss how to use tact to tell your FUD buddies that the NRA sucks. I know you've seen the latest news where LaPierre was ordered to pay back tons of membership dues. I'm not going to call it misused money. We're going to call it misused membership dues. All these dudes have been throwing, well, dudes and ladies, they've been throwing money at the NRA, hoping for better gun rights and not getting it. Now, I'm not here to bash on the NRA. I hope the NRA becomes the boogeyman that the left thinks they are.
I'm proud we beat the NRA when I signed the most significant gun safety law in nearly 30 years because of this Congress. We now must beat the NRA again. I'm demanding a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Pass universal background checks. None of this. I taught the Second Amendment for 12 years. None of this violates the Second Amendment or vilifies responsible gun owners.
The longtime head of National Rifle Association, Wayne LaPierre, misspent millions of dollars of the organization's money. Not the organization's money, membership dues. Using the funds to pay for an extravagant lifestyle that included exotic getaways and trips on private planes and super yachts. The jury ordered LaPierre to repay almost $4.4 million to the powerful gun rights group that he led for 3 decades. It also ordered the NRA's retired finance chief, Wilson Phillips, to pay back the group $2 million. So, that money, I'm betting that's just a little bit of it. I bet that they misappropriated a lot more membership dues. If they came up with $4.4 million and $2 million, it was probably just what they could prove with their time and resources. I'd bet that over the 30 years that it was a lot more. So now, with this happening, I hope that the NRA, like I said previously, becomes the boogeyman that the left thinks it is. So after this, anybody taking role in that NRA is going to start thinking about being a good steward of their membership dues. They're going to be a good steward of the money, because this right here is going to set a little precedence and maybe scare some people into running it right. And maybe the NRA can be the boogeyman we hope it is.
I say stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
So now, where does the word tactical and tact come into play on telling your FUD buddies that the NRA sucks? Well, I was sitting at a dinner table with some really good friends eating some dadgum good chili. My buddy makes some really good chili. And one of my friends that is in law enforcement, he's done SWAT, he's trained law enforcement. He's very skilled in the tactical world. He has kicked down doors and chased down boogeyman and, done things in the middle of the night, so to speak, to keep people from coming and not being the wolf that knocks at your door. So he is very well versed in firearms and all of that. So he was sitting across the table and he was talking. He said, I went to go join this gun club. He named the gun club. I'm not going to name it. Don't want to dox him. But he said, I went to join this gun club. He said, I got in with a buddy and they let me come in for a little while. And then as I got in there, the people started gravitating toward me. He said, I had taught several of them that it wasn't their Glock shooting low and left. It was them. I had shown several of them how to fix their technique, how to hold the gun, all sorts of things. And he said, so these people approached me and they said, hey, we would like for you to be a member of our gun club. And he says, great, I'd love to. So they handed him an application. So I'm not going to dox him like I said, but he went through there and the application is first name, last name, middle initial, address, standard fodder. Well, he gets down to the bottom and it says NRA membership. And he takes and he looks at it and he's like, guys, I'm not a member of the NRA because the NRA sucks. He said, you could have heard a gnat fart. He said, a needle drop, ping, 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 ping. Everybody was just aghast that he said that the NRA sucks. So these are those do or die NRA guys that are just, they've been paying dues, they're life members, whatever. And they politely asked him to leave because he told them the truth. Now, my buddy from the other side of the table, he deals with the mind. The word tactical uses a root word. My other buddy is very tactful. He has lots of tact. He knows how to talk to people. He says, hey, you completely did that wrong. He said, what you really should have done, he said, you're a member of the GOA? He says, yeah. He said, you ever donate to anybody else? And he says, yeah. He said, I've donated to SAF and I've donated to NAGR. And he says, that's where you went wrong. So right here, instead of saying the NRA sucks, he said, you should have asked them, can I write in my GOA membership? Can I write in my SAF donations? Can I write in my NAGR? All of the above. He said that would have been a much better way to do it. Then at that point, you could have explained to your NRA buddies that they're not really activists. You could have told them that, hey, I feel that FPC is doing a much better job than the NRA. I feel that the GOA is doing a much better job than the NRA. He said that right there might have been a better way, instead of just being uninvited, disallowed. That might have been a better way to tell a whole bunch of FUDDs that their gun organization sucks. So yeah, I learned how to be tactful from an older fella. I used to do service work. I did refrigeration, and I had a very, very large service area, and I traveled quite a bit. But this was a very well-spoken man from Alabama. This fella, I hope he's still around. He was pretty old back then, so I'm hoping he is still around and still kicking on this earth. But what he could do is he could come to you, and he would just throw something at you. My work was refrigeration, air conditioning, electrical. Well, he knew that I had tools, so I had a fully stocked work van. So what he'd come to me and he would make me believe that it was my idea to fix this unrelated thing, and I would thank him for it. One day I completed a job and I was like, that wasn't even refrigeration work. Holy crap, how did he get me to do that? And it was because of Tact. Tact is a very strong thing. So I wound up taking that much later. I used to have a boss, and I had to use Tact with this boss. When you're the owner of a company, you're going to do pretty much what you want to do. And he loved to think outside of the box. So if you would go to him and say, hey, we have this problem at this location. I have a thing for $500. I can overnight it. We'll have this fixed by Wednesday. If you took him the box, typically employers want you to be well prepared and take them the box. This is the project. This is the solution. This is how we fix it. Well, what he would do is he'd jump his happy butt right out that box. So I had to use Tact with him. I did this for several years. What you would do is you'd come to him and you'd say, hey, we're having this problem at this certain place. And he'd say, okay, well, how do we fix it? I don't know. Let's Google for some solutions. So he'd open his laptop, I'd open my laptop, and about 2 minutes later, I'd be like, hey, here's a fix. I think this might be a fix. And you roll it over to him. Look, it's only $500. We can overnight it and have this thing fixed by Wednesday. And he'd look at it, and he's like, you know, I think that's a great idea. And then, boom, suddenly, I didn't have to just bring him this box. I would let him create the box by using Tact. Anyway, I hope you guys have gathered something from today's video. We'll catch up with you next video. I love you.